Ever since the release of Star Wars The Last Jedi by writer and director Rian Johnson, a lot of fans around the world were disappointed with the film and are now crossing their fingers about Episode 9. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one of the biggest questions, of course, going into Episode 9 has all to do with exactly how J.J. Abrams is really going to tie up the entire Skywalker saga into one big Star Wars movie that is all set and ready for release next year, alright, of December of 2019. Now, as we get closer to the end of filming for, of course, Episode 9, we're going to be learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to the official synopsis, the official teaser trailer, the full trailer as we go into Star Wars Celebration. That'll give us an overall tone of this movie, and it's been said that we may very well be getting the title reveal this month of December. Now, what's really interesting is that J.J. Abrams is apparently retconning The Last Jedi, at least parts of that film, in Star Wars Episode 9, and this does raise a lot of questions as to exactly what will be retconned in, of course, Episode 9 from The Last Jedi. And that's the biggest question of all, right? If you look at the sequel trilogy itself, we've seen pretty much this tug of war between J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson. Not that they hate each other, but just creatively speaking, we can see this pull back and forth between, of course, ideas in The Force Awakens and in The Last Jedi, and now in Episode 9. It's said that a lot of things in The Last Jedi will be undone in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, does this mean that Luke Skywalker is coming back to life? Not necessarily. I think it means, other things that people were rather disappointed with in Star Wars The Last Jedi. So with that being said, if we look at everything here when it comes to the sequel trilogy, if you look at The Force Awakens, at least in my opinion, even though that they were playing it safe at the time, mind you, that was the first Star Wars movie in 10 years in 2015. So at that point in time, they were playing it safe. But at its core, I thought it was an entertaining movie. I thought it was rather fun and enjoyable, and the build-up was just so great to when you got to see Luke Skywalker. And I think what made The Force Awakens even better is because of the mystery of what the second installment was going to be. Now that The Last Jedi released and a lot of people are disappointed with that film, and mind you, some people out there do enjoy it, and that's perfectly fine and okay. I myself have problems with it, so going into Star Wars Episode 9 now, apparently J.J. Abrams is actually going to be retconning parts of The Last Jedi in Star Wars Episode 9, and to me, honestly, I think this is great news. Some of you guys out there may think that this is terrible news and that JJ, and crew should not do this at all, that it's a bad idea. I totally, understand people's different opinions on this, but I personally think it's a great idea. I think that kind of undoing certain things that were actually in The Last Jedi in Episode 9 is a way in order to keep up with the continuity, and not only that, in order to just kind of deliver what the fans really want in a Star Wars film. So what does this mean? We do know that in The Last Jedi, a lot of things that bothered some people was, of course, the death of Snoke, the death of Luke. We saw the Skywalker lightsaber being ripped apart into two pieces. Apparently, J.J. Abrams is fixing the Skywalker lightsaber and also fixing Kylo Ren's helmet into one piece here. Can you guys kind of see the parallel there? How Kylo is going to fix his helmet and Rey is going to fix her lightsaber. It's kind of like this parallel between the two characters repairing an item that once belonged to them. So in Episode 9, if we examine all the new characters that are coming into play as well, we do know that J.J. Abrams will be introducing a total of 8 new characters in Episode 9. Apparently he's doing away with Captain Phasma, DJ, and all those characters that were introduced in The Last Jedi, so they're not coming back. So with that being said, what things do you guys want to see get retconned in Star Wars Episode 9 by The Last Jedi, by the director of course, this movie being J.J. Abrams and the writer Chris Terrio along his side? Now, what we actually have learned is that this movie is going to be the darkest film in the sequel trilogy. Now, mind you, I think that it's not going to be quite as dark as Revenge of the Sith. In my opinion, Revenge of the Sith is the darkest Star Wars film ever. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that, but I feel that that is most definitely the darkest Star Wars film out of all the Skywalker saga movies so far. So if Episode 9 could top that, I would be very, very impressed. But as of right now, it's the darkest film in the sequel trilogy, not the entire Skywalker saga. As far as retconning goes, you know, I can see how a lot of people may have problems with this because there are people out there who like The Last Jedi and they don't want to see some changes being made, all because of, you know, certain reactions to what was done in Episode 8. And with that being said, guys, you know, I would really love to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments. You know, what do you think about J.J. Abrams, you know, as a director, as a writer? Do you trust this man with Star Wars Episode 9? Do you trust this guy ending the Skywalker saga, something that's going to be so historical that is actually going to be treated as a mega event by Disney and Lucasfilm? Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.